Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to do some of the basics in Visual Basic. This is 2008, very similar to 2010 and beyond. But I'm going to call this, I'm going to start a new project, and we're just going to call this, I'm going to call it Basics 1, hit OK, and it should come up like this. If it doesn't, if you never see what you need to see, you can always go to the Solution Explorer, which is under View. Solution Explorer is right there, and right now I'm on my form, so that's what I want. Okay, first things first. Here's my form. Everything needs to be included in this box unless I create another form. So I'm going to create two buttons. One's there. Create another button. One's there. Same size about, whatever. And on the top button, let's change the text to, I'm just going to call this one numbers. Alright, and I do want to show you, you can also change the size of the font and whatever else. Just look under these controls. You'll figure it out. Let's make it a little larger. Numbers. Alright, there we go. You can resize it just by clicking on it. You can also go up to higher. You can change the appearance of it. Right now you can even change the, well, you can change the, first you can just change the color, which maybe I want this one to be more of like a whitish color. And this one I could make an image. And so I click background image, click on this. And right now there's nothing in the resource files, the project resource file, but instead I'm just going to go to local resource. I'm going to import something, and on my desktop I already have a picture of a dog. There we are. Isn't that cute? And I'm going to hit OK, and I can resize this, and you'll see like it'll just keep repeating itself. So I only want to resize it just to show the dog like this. All right, and I can resize it, and you can see the text is still on there. So I'm going to click on the box there. Go back down to the text, and I don't want anything in there, so I'm going to get rid of it. Now, I don't want you to mistake in the text for the name. If you actually scroll down farther, you'll see the name of this is actually still called Button 2. Let's rename that to Dog so I don't get confused. And same thing with numbers. I'm going to change this one to Numbers. Okay, great. And now when I double click on these, let's do the integer one first. So let's double click on the numbers. And right now, first thing I want to show you is how to do a message box. So when you start typing, by the way, this like little helper box comes up. You can click on it, or if you just hit space, it'll actually do the rest for you. And I'm going to do message box. I'm going to recall a message box dot show. I want to show it, and inside that I want it to say something. So for example, I could have it say, hello. There we go. And it's in quotations because it's not a variable. It's actual text I want to show. So if I hit play and I click on the numbers, hello comes up. Great. All right. So that's just showing. Now let's do a variable. So I'm going to declare. So it's dim. And then I could say declare. I'm just going to call this Bruce. Okay. I'm going to declare Bruce to be as a string. Okay. Or no, I'm going to show you integers first. As integer. Okay. So basically what that's saying is I'm declaring Bruce, just the word Bruce. Okay. It could say anything in the world. It could be Hank or pencil or whatever else as an integer. If you don't call it an integer, it doesn't think it's math. It doesn't actually think of it as a number. Okay. So whenever I type in Bruce, or when Bruce is using this program, it's going to be an integer, a number. And this integer is going to equal 10. Okay? Alright, great. So right now I'm going to hit play again. And if I click on numbers, hello comes up still. Well, and if you look at the code, right now I'm just declaring 10. I'm not using this number at all anymore. Yeah. So what I could do though is I can get rid of this and I could have it say Bruce. Okay? And if I hit play now, I click on numbers and 10 comes up. Not Bruce. Why is that? Well, Bruce is here, but it's not in quotations. It's looking for the variable called Bruce, and we declared Bruce as a variable, and it equals 10. Okay. All right. So let's change this again. Now we could have Bruce, or for example, I could have it say something. I could have things like say the number is quotations, all right, Bruce. Okay, I hope this makes sense to you now still. I'm going to hit play here. It says, ooh, there's errors. What's going on? All right. And what it's saying is there should be a comma or some other expression to go in here. So I'm doing something wrong. So let's see if I can figure it out. So what I need to do is I need to put it and Bruce in there, and it'll take it. See, those lines were under it. It wasn't going to take it. It can't be right next to it. You have to say and Bruce, okay? So the number is, so if I hit play, so right now when I look at it, if I only look at this, I see the number is and Bruce. That doesn't make sense. Well, what I'm saying is the number is, and then please, and this will add, okay, it'll put this next variable in there, Bruce. But Bruce, as we declared up here, is an integer, meaning a number, and the number equals 10. So I can hit play, click on the number is 10, and there's no space in there. So if I want to add a space, I should add the space right here. Okay. Now, not to confuse you though, you know, this can be anything. If I say Luke, all right, this is no longer going to work. When I hit play, it'll say there's some errors, what's going on, it doesn't understand it. So I would have to change Bruce to Luke, and then it would work again. So if I hit play, number is 10, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it for that. Now, let's say, let's go back to our other button. I'm going to click on this dog here, double click on it, and you can see my numbers button up there still exists. My dog button is now down here. All right, so we're going to do this one a little different. So we're going to declare something. So let's call this one, I'm going to declare dog1. And I don't want to confuse you. Maybe I'm going to use another name here. Let's say Tim. All right. Declare Tim as a string. Now, a string just is a bunch of text. It's just a line of text, I guess you'd say. So right here, I could say something like, you clicked on the dog. Okay. I should put this in parentheses and quotations. Okay, so let's try that. Declare Tim as string. And the string equals you clicked on the dog. And so if I click on the dog right now, nothing's happening. Well, why is that? Well, I didn't tell it to show anything yet. So let's drop this down and do just like we did up there. Message box dot show, and then we could type in what we want to show. And we could just say Tim. Okay, and I hit play. I have to click the dog. You clicked on the dog. Yes, I did. Thank you. All right, and that's how that works. Okay, so I hope you understand. Integers, if you want to display a number, okay, you want it to say integer. Now, let me back up. Maybe I shouldn't even say it that way. If you want to declare a variable, such as Luke, as a number, you need to call it as an integer, and you can then give it a value. Now, you don't even have to include this, I believe. I believe you can just leave it like this. You're just saying Luke is a number. And so then I could really say, you know, Luke plus 1. And it would make sense. You know, you could say Luke equals 1, or Luke plus Luke was 2. You know, it doesn't really matter. Okay, we'll get into that some other time. But let's say when we click on the dog, we want something else to happen. So I'm going to click on this dog, and it's going to bring up a message box that says you clicked on the dog. And then, for example, I want it to go to a new window. Now, how you do that is we don't have another window in here yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my Solution Explorer. Again, if you don't have that, you go to View, Solution Explorer. And I'm going to right-click on this Basics 1 project that I started. And I'm going to go to Add, and then Form, Windows Form. And I'm going to call this one, doesn't really matter, I'll just call this Kitty. Okay. Hit Add. Okay. Now, here's Kitty. Nothing really there yet, but this is what's going to pop up when someone clicks on the dog. This kitty box is going to show up. And like I showed you before, you can put images in there. So I'm going to go up to the top and go to background image, and you could grab anything you want. But I'm going to go to my local resource. I'm going to import a picture of a kitty, and here I have a scared cat. Okay, and I can resize this however I want, but I'm just going to make it take up the image. And it says, you make kitty scared, which is fun. All right, so that's all that kitty form is. Okay, so what I can do over here though is, let's say when people click on the dog, then I'm going to also have it show a form. So I'm going to say not form show. What I need to call it is, you know, kitty dot show. All right. So let's play this, see if it works. Again, I click on my numbers. The number is 10. I click on my dog. You clicked on the dog. And when I hit OK, it should then do the next thing in the operation, next line down. I hit OK, and you make kitty scared. Okay, that thing popped up. So it always goes in sequence from top to bottom. So as soon as I click that button, it takes Tim and makes it a string. Tim is now a variable. It's a line of text, and it's you clicked on the dog. And then the message box shows up and it shows Tim. But we know Tim isn't Tim. Tim is actually a message that says you clicked on the dog. And then when I hit OK, it's going to go to the next line and it's going to show the kitty form, kitty.show. Okay? And then again, if you want to review with the Luke, Luke is an integer. Remember, Luke is just a variable. I can call this x, and I could say x over here too. You know, you got to think of a variable as just a placeholder, kind of like in math. All right. So I declare x as an integer and it equals 10. So now the number is, and then it's going to add the 10 with it, or x. So again, the number is 10. All right, because we made x turn into 10. So whenever we bring up x again, it will show 10. I hope that's clear. It really should be. Same thing with Tim. I can change that to whatever I want. Maybe I'll change this to b. You know, declare b as a string. You know, again, a line of text. And then I can have the message box show b, which we know is just you clicked on the dog, a string of text saying that. All right. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you understand message box and integers and strings when in regards to variables. Good luck. Try it out.